Good morning, everyone, and thank you for tuning in once again to South Florida Sunday with your hostess, Marion Dozier of TYSmedia.net. Mayor Masters is not here with us again today because he remains on the campaign field, but he will return upon finishing, as we have said many times before. So today we have a wonderful guest, and she is a guest who is perfect for today's show, as it is during Black History Month, which I don't know if y'all are aware of this, but it is now becoming known as African American History Month. And that's what makes our guest so perfect for today, because our guest today is African. Though she was born in Durham, North Carolina, and raised in West Palm Beach, she is nevertheless African. That's because she absolutely loves the continent. Her father, John Stroman, whom I love to call the King of Africa, lives here in West Palm Beach, but he has traveled and worked in several African countries, and he clearly transmitted that love for our homeland to his daughter. She has herself traveled to the continent, and indeed is planning 2 trips for the public to Senegal and Gambia in June of this year and in April of 2020. She also sells African arts, fashion, and jewelry here and hosts events related to the diaspora. In fact, most recently, she did a Kwanzaa celebration in West Palm Beach. Her day job is working for a local manufacturing company, which, as she says, is not her passion, but it is, and I quote, fuel to power my dreams, end quote. Wonder what those dreams are, ladies and gentlemen? We're going to find out today. Nyota King, thanks for joining us on South Florida Sunday.
Yes, good morning, kings and queens. It's a pleasure to be here.
I love that.
It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm so humble and excited to share my experience and open up the doors of Africa to West Palm Beach.
Yes, and I hope I didn't just mispronounce your name. It's
Nyota.
Nyota.
Yes.
And ladies and gentlemen, it's spelled Nyota. And then your middle name
is Ye Asabuhi. So it's Nyota Ye Asabuhi, which is Swahili, and it means star of the morning.
Wow. So I guess your father named you that.
Correct.
Yes. God bless him. So walk us back. Take us back to that time in your life when you first learned about Africa and how you did.
Well, my experience with Africa is pretty much I was born into it. Stemming from my name is one aspect, how I was introduced. Growing up all my life, that was just my culture. My dad's friends, my family friends were very much into the heritage.
Wow.
Remembering every year we did Kwanzaa as a kid.
Really? All 7 days?
All 7 days we did Kwanzaa, and we were in Kwanzaa programs.
Wow.
So throughout the city, we used to host it at Gaines Park. Coming up, so it's just been ingrained into me literally, you know, all my life. Learning about Black historians other than the major ones we hear in the books every day or see on TV.
Mm-hmm. That's a really good point, because I'm even trying to do that on Cocoa Wire, is not just tell Black history from 40, 50, 60 years ago. Because there are people today making history,
Correct.
Like you even.
Yes. I was hoping you would ask me about that, because I feel strongly about that. I believe that it's a great accomplishment like Martin Luther King done, Malcolm X have done in the past.
Right.
But we have to appreciate and be grateful for the ones that do feats that are not recognized, like being the first to graduate in their family from college, being the first to own land, because as minorities, we don't own that much land.
Mm-hmm.
So those are feats that are just important as the civil rights movement.
Yeah, because it says who we are today.
Correct.
Those, and we're not taking anything away from those iconic leaders. Lord knows we're not. But, there are people who are making history today.
Yes.
Absolutely. So now was your mother, your parents were married, I know, and was your mother, was she like, Queen of Africa? Or
Not really. She more like Queen of Durham. And Durham, if anyone knows, North Carolina is an old tobacco town. So she really wasn't in for it, but she wasn't against it either.
So where did he get it from? I mean, was he raised like that, or was it his experience when he went there, or how did he become so Africanized?
My dad was born in 1944.
God,
so
segregation.
Yes, and so segregation and the prejudice that he faced coming up made him want to probably dig more into his history and find out. But my lineage is pretty strong. My family history, we came over from the Bahamas. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So but
Caribbean.
I'm like the third generation. So I don't speak with an accent or
No, you sound like you're from Durham, North Carolina.
Yeah, because I spent 15 years in Durham, so that accent is pretty
it's
thick.
there.
Yeah. But coming over, the people that the blacks that got dropped off in the Caribbean, Haiti, Jamaica, the Bahamas, we was fighters. We were fighters, and that's why they put us off the boat. Like, hold up, first land we see, y'all got to get old.
And go ahead.
So that's, I think, what drives me and has a fight in me, because all my life I've been a fighter. So now I'm learning how to fight properly.
Right.
I feel.
What to fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. What not to fight. Yeah. But it's interesting you say that about the Caribbean, because once I moved back home, because I'm from here too, but I moved away for, 30, 40 years. But as I came home and started, meeting more Caribbean people and learning more about, y'all's individual histories, I began to think y'all are coming from some different tribes, I think, than the Africans who were brought to the U.S. And I've been wanting to take, like maybe an anthropology course to find out, because I just kind of felt like y'all came from some tribes that just did not play. Because y'all, the ones of y'all who did end up going to those islands, for example, y'all got rid of the white man.
Yes, and it shows in other aspects of our life, like careers and, our family. The Caribbean people are more family knit, and that's how I grew up. My aunties stay over here, uncle over here. Everybody was together, and within
the dads
1
raised
mile,
their kids too.
Yes, and within 1 mile, I could walk to about 5, 6 family members' houses. So we were a close knit family, and then
That's so interesting.
Yeah, and the careers as well, because they strive. They make their kids go to college. You know what I'm saying? Just to get that experience, even if they don't go in that field, or they make their kid get a trade or a skill, not just, you finished with high school now, so go get a job.
Right.
And I feel strongly about the job thing too, but I ain't gonna rattle off on that.
I'm down with you on that, and I hope, ladies and gentlemen, you don't take what I'm saying, in a negative way. It's just that there is a difference between Caribbean blacks and African Americans.
Yeah,
it really is. I've noticed that. But do you ever remember thinking badly of Africa at all? I mean, did you ever?
When we're in school coming up, especially like in South Florida, everybody's always, Haitian sensation, African booty scratcher, things like that. But I never looked down on Africans or any Caribbeans, because I was always around those type of people. But when you go to school or different places like that, you're exposed to the people that are uneducated, and that's what I feel like most of the black, I'm not saying all black African Americans, but most of them are uneducated about the culture. So they don't understand it, so they make fun of it or put it down.
Yeah, because I can remember when I was growing up here, if you didn't like somebody, you called them a Haitian.
Yeah. So,
I understand what you're saying, but you don't remember ever feeling like about, Africans the way our orange president did, and he said they were,
No,
from SHIT whole countries.
I never thought negatively about Africa, but I never thought I would go to Africa. Like, it never dawned upon me that I would go to Africa. Like, okay, I want to go to Africa one day.
So how did it happen that you went that first time?
Well, my dad, like we spoke about before, he was in the Merchant Marines, and that's how he opened up his culture to Africa. He had a career, he worked, now he's retired, so he started traveling more, that you could do what you want to. Now the kids grown, I got a couple dollars, so
I got to feed nobody.
Yeah. So he started traveling. He took my daughter a couple times.
And you've got your daughter's 18 years old now.
Correct, yeah.
But when did you first go?
I went in the summer of 2018.
Oh, that recently?
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting, because I thought you would have gone like in middle school or something. That's why you...
Well, I have an American friend that lives in Senegal, and she's been trying to get me over there for years. She's like, Nyota, come over. And I'm like, girl, yeah, I got my passport one time, and I let it expire. That's how long she been asking me to, without going. That's how long she was asking me to come over there.
Yeah, because I think those things last 10, 20 years.
They last 10 years, and it took me 10 plus years to get there. And but she's happy. She's married. I'm not saying her life is problem free.
Yeah.
But she doesn't have the stress that we have as blacks living in America. When I went over there, it was really surreal. I know it sounds cliche, but I understand her aspect, and she said she would never move back to the U.S.
Wow.
She said she comes to visit, she has family here, but she would never live back in the U.S. She told me that.
And did you get a sense of why she feels like that when you went?
Yes, because it's I feel like when you go outside, you see everybody that looks like you.
Even the people who are in charge and in control.
Correct. And it's like your subconscious or your soul is know that you're home. Your soul knows that you're home. And it's like you're at ease. It's like a weight lifted off your shoulder. Now, Africa is not paradise. It does have issues, but everywhere has issues. Everywhere you go have issues. Even here, when I lived in North Carolina, we had issues. So I don't want to paint the picture like, oh, if you move there, you're not going to have issues. Or if you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
it sounds
mentally, like you would be freer. So you're able to think more. You're able to create. So that's why I kind of fell in love.
And the things that would make you think that people might not like bond with it or get it would be what? I mean, like, was there I mean, like, I know, for example,
the things that would make an American cringe and be like, oh my God, I got to get out of here. It's the power. Africa doesn't have a strong infrastructure, so the power outages are very widespread. Sometimes
no hot water, sometimes no lights.
Yes, but the hot water, I mean, I'm country, so we get out there and boil the water in the fire, so that I could deal with that. But the power outages are sporadic. We were at one hotel. They put a note on the door in the morning and said from like 11 to 1, the power is going to be out. So with that notice, we went outside and just sat by the pool and enjoyed the pool. And before you know it, the power had came back on, and I really didn't want to go back inside. Anyway, like once you start enjoying people's company, you don't want to be secluded. So.
But then, and I'm just going to call you Miss King because I don't want to mispronounce your name. But, like, don't you think you're a little Americanized for over there? Like, don't you expect, like, when you turn the light on, you want that switch to, you want them lights to come on?
Yes, but like I said, I think for me, my experience, my soul took over.
Mm.
Like I was in not wild or nothing, but I was like mingling with the people in the street, talking to people that normally, in America, you don't talk to nobody. You lock your doors, you lock your car, and you keep you keep your blinders on. You don't speak to anybody. But I was speaking to people, talking to people, and my mind had to say, "Hey, girl, what you doing? You don't know these people."
But you felt like you did know them.
I felt like I did know them. My soul was comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So I really enjoyed my trip, and this is why I'm hosting the trip. It's because I want to take like a younger generation back. A younger generation back, and so they could experience what I experienced. Because I was talking to some people there, and they were welcoming Black African Americans home. They say, we want y'all to come home. Because we could benefit so much from each other. Like, they know more holistic remedies for different things. We're more technology-based, more educated. So with those two combinations, we unstoppable.
Unstoppable.
We found out our power.
Yeah.
By uniting.
Yeah.
So I think, and then business-wise, there's so much opportunity there.
In what sense?
In what sense? Like my clothes, my products, everything is handmade from Africa. It's authentic. So you're empowering people that are impoverished to make a living by buying products from Africa. And then there's other benefits too, like real estate is a good market there. Agriculture. They have a lot of crops.
Oh, yeah, and I think your dad was working on something with cocoa or coffee or something.
Yeah, he was trying to get coffee from Ethiopia.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So there's much opportunity. Yeah.
So tell me, this trip that you're the planning, the one for June and then the one for next year, I didn't realize you had that kind of a focus, like you wanted to bring younger people so that they could have, perhaps a similar experience as you did.
Yeah, anybody's welcome.
Of course.
I don't want to exclude anybody, but I feel like we as younger generation, we need to take that risk and that chance to explore and focus more on Black countries and not like, oh, we're going to Mexico, or we're going to Puerto Rico just to have fun, because when you're not quite learning your history, and then the economics. When you go there for tourism, those people benefit as well. The jobs in the hotel, the drivers, what have you, they benefit as well.
So when you talk like this to people, or what do you hear? Do you hear from people that they're willing to visit Africa? Or are they like, I ain't going over to that shithole country, as our orange president would say?
I've had both. I had one lady, she was Africa. Why I want to go to Africa? And she couldn't understand the importance of, not even if you don't go to Africa, Haiti, the Bahamas, get to know the culture where you came from, and but I've had a lot of people interested. The finances, it's the cost of the trip is $3,250.
And what do they get for that?
Now that is your flight. Those are all your hotel accommodations. That is one meal. Like when we go to the site or the attractions, we go for the day. You get one meal out.
This included.
It's all.
And then you
included.
Pay for your other meals for the day.
Correct, and then you get the ground transportation while you're there.
And now you're partnering with an organization that does trips back and forth
Correct.
to the continent.
I am partnering with Access Africa, and they are out of New York. So the website is www.accessafrica.com. This is trying to partner with this company so I could get my feet wet. You know, I have dreams and aspirations as well, but getting into any business, you need to be like an intern, you know, so you learn the ins and out of the business.
So what made you want to put together a trip to Africa? That's huge.
Because I enjoyed my trip, and like I said, I want to share my experience with others.
Yeah. And you grew.
And I grew, and I felt like, and I feel like a lot of people could benefit from this. You know, we work typical jobs, whatever they may be, and you get in
every day.
You every day for years at the end, and you get in that mundane, rundown routine. And before I left, honestly, I was like, well, I still not my favorite job, but I was at my point. I was like, I had enough. Yeah. But going over there and seeing the drive and the spirit from the people, talking to the people, them encouraging me, as in keep, you know, striving for your dreams, it gave me fuel. And I came back like charged up, like, I got this.
And so how long you guys going to be there? June, from when to when?
June 8th through the 19th. It's a 15-day trip. It's 15 days.
Wow.
Yeah. Or through the 22nd.
The 15th through the 22nd.
No, the 8th through the 22nd.
You know, I don't know, if I can get my ducks in a row, because, you know, I wouldn't mind going. I went once, but I went to Equatorial Guinea, which is like not, you know, one of the better known countries in Africa. And I think it's about that big. And the people, the only thing that was really different that I did not know was that is the one country on the continent where I don't know if it was, they speak Spanish, but I don't know if it was Spain or what other, Hispanic.
Portugal.
Yeah, I don't know which one of the countries it was. I don't remember.
A couple countries that speak Portugal in Africa.
Oh, but they speak Spanish?
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, was that fake news?
No, that
wasn't one.
But it's like everybody has their hand, every country has their hand in Africa, but the Africans. And that's wrong. You know, the country we're going to, one is Senegal. They speak French.
Right.
We're going to Gambia. They speak English. So that was ruled by the British. So
why those two countries? I'm just curious.
Because those are the countries I have experience in. Okay. And I think that those two countries are, like, in my point of view, night and day.
In what sense?
Because the Senegal is big. The country's huge. And it's more of a, the Sahara's encroaching on there. So it's a little drier air. But it's by the sea. It's not hot, surprisingly. But then you go to the Gambia, and it's very tropical. And they're right next to each other. And the Gambia is the smallest country out of all the countries in Africa.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So they call it like the tongue in the mouth, because Senegal is big, and then Gambia sits like in the lower, in the bottom, in there. But it's on the river, and both, like I said, are on the coast. So they have beaches.
Interesting. And there'll be tours and...
Yes, we are going to Goree Island. It's the last place that they held the slaves there. And it's very emotional.
That's what I've heard when you go to those places. Yeah.
It's very emotional because any human being, no matter what race you are, if you have any compassion, it's going to be emotional. Because imagine people, you know what I'm saying, being locked up in a cage, if you were
and owned by somebody else,
owned somebody, abused by people, if you were disruptly, if you were sickly, they pushed you over the edge. There's a part where they show us like they will walk that person up there and just push them over the edge for the ocean to do whatever they wanted to. Sharks down there waiting on you.
Wow.
So, like I said, anybody with a compassionate heart is going to be emotional.
It's going to feel something.
Yeah.
But when I went to some in South Carolina, I went to a former plantation, and they still had the slave quarters and stuff there, and you could feel it there.
Yeah, it's a bad feeling, like a spirit is over that area, and it's where you could almost smell the flesh of the dead also at the Gory Island. So that's was eye opening and life changing. That's going to be one of the stops on the tour. One of
the stops. See where we came, how we got over here.
Yeah, how we got over here. Another stop is the Pink Lake. I don't want people to think it's all doom and gloom when we go to the place and they're like, oh, Lord. But the Pink Lake is a very beautiful place we're going. The lake turns colors due to the minerals inside the lake. It's salt, and you see them out there salting out or mining out the salt from the lake.
Yeah.
It was nice. That was nice.
All right, and then so after that tour this year, then you got another one that's coming up in June of 2020.
Yes. We're gonna go to Ghana in April. But we're still working out the details because with the airlines, you can't book more than 300 days out.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I don't want to speak too much on that or give you the price on that because it might change.
Okay. Now, with this love and this understanding that you have of the continent, what do you really want to accomplish? I mean, when we said that you have these dreams that you want to power, what is it that you want to accomplish?
One is to make money.
Yes. That's the American in you.
That's the American in me. Two, I would like to, like I spoke about before, I would like to open up avenues for international entrepreneurs so they could grow and with their businesses. Also, I would like to have a social impact on the continent where I'm collecting hygiene products and educational products to take back there.
To take from here to there.
Yes.
Oh.
And asking anybody who's coming on the tour to bring an extra pack of hygiene, like a pad or anything, because you got to think about the women, deodorant, anything of that nature. That will be more beneficial than bringing candy, food, what have you.
Yeah.
Because the dental... they don't have good hygiene, like with the dental services over there. So bringing candy wouldn't be ideal. Yeah.
Do you think you would like to live there full time?
Yes.
You would?
I cried on the way back.
Oh.
I was on the plane with my hoodie on. I was like, I don't want to go.
Wow.
So yeah.
Really?
Yes. In the Gambia, because it's similar to here, it's tropical, it's green, it's by the water, so I really felt comfortable. Yeah, it felt the same.
And then everybody looked like you.
Yeah, everybody looked like me, and the food was a bomb. Oh, it was so good.
So are you connected with any Africans here? Are there any Africans in our area that you're or not really?
Kind of not.
There's not that
really,
many here in Palm Beach County.
Not in Palm Beach County, more south in Broward and Dade.
Yeah.
But they do have the Afro Cocoa, which is a great party to go to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in fact, I was thinking about that, but because I think we did talk about it. You do go to that sometimes.
Yes, I've been to that.
And then just, ladies and gentlemen, I just happen to know this because of the CocoWire.net calendar. The next Afro-Cocoa event is going to be February 22nd here in West Palm Beach at Sketch Lounge on Clematis Street. Because they changed, at least they used to have different places every month. But it happens on the last Friday of every month. So y'all can go there and meet Miss Africa too now. So do you feel African or American, or you feel both?
I feel both.
Both, yeah. Which is a good thing.
It's a benefit, yeah.
Yeah. It is. All right, so we've got about 1 minute left. tell us how people can get in touch with you, Miss Lady, if they want to. And we did not get a chance to talk about her jewelry and stuff that she sells. In fact, I saw her at a flea market. That's how she ended up coming on the show today. And I bought some jewelry from her. Very nice display, very high quality, very different things. Very nice. But you sell lots of jewelry and clothing and
African attire and jewelry. Yes.
Okay. And so, if anybody wants to get an African bracelet or how can they reach you?
Right now, my website is under construction. So I'm on Facebook and Instagram. The name of my business and the page is All About Us.
Love it.
Because it's all about us.
All about us. Okay.
You can reach me there. And anybody who knows me can contact me personally.
And what is your email address?
My email address is allaboutус@561@gmail.com.
All About Us at 561?
No,
I'm sorry. All About Us 561 at gmail.com. Okay. And then your Facebook page is All About Us.
Yes.
And since you're a millennial, I'm sure you have Instagram as well, right?
Yeah, Instagram. Mm-hmm.
Probably even more.
No, I'm not that young.
Now, before we go, because I did want to ask you this, and I'm over my time, but what about your DNA? Have you thought about, tracking your DNA back to see which country you come from?
Funny enough, I have taken a DNA swab. I'm waiting on the results now.
Okay.
But when I shared it with my father, he laughed at me. He was like, "That's a gimmick." So,
because he was like, you're from Africa, so what you need to know?
Duh. But it was a gift. Someone gave it to me as a Christmas present. So,
yeah, I was thinking about doing that. Because a friend of mine did it, and it was just astounding what they were able to discern from one little drop of saliva.
Well, the funny thing is, when I was there, they could tell you, they could look in your face and tell you what tribe you're from. So they said that I am Fulani. That's a type of tribe there, Fulani.
I've heard of the Fulanis.
Yeah, or the
very strong personalities.
Yeah, Fullers. Yeah. Oh, well, it must be true then. Mandinka, and then they had the Jollof. So it's a whole variety.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Miss Africa, thank you so much for joining us on South Florida Sunday. Now, this is the first time I wish I had more than 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're almost at 33.
Okay, well, we might have to do a part 2.
Yeah, maybe when you get your DNA results.
Oh, yeah, that would be awesome.
Then we can trace you back for sure.
For sure.
But thank you so much for coming on the show. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. I hope y'all are visiting cocowire.net because we have so much information on there about Black history in Palm Beach County. But we will talk with you next Sunday. And next Sunday, I think I'm going to have this guy from New York on talking about some things that are interesting. But thank y'all for tuning in. It's Marian Dozier of TYSmedia.net. Enjoy your Sunday.